What exactly did you do in the glorious evening? Or would that hurt your case if I were to point that?
Well, I think it was. I think it was more of a political than a sexual scandal. I think they picked upon the erotic aspect because there would really have been no political charge they could have brought against me. It was too amorphous.
In other words, a political charge of, say, subverting the people of the nation or something like that.
Well,
inciting anarchy or something.
It's like if they want to bust you for being a freak and do traffic violations, if they can't find anything else.
I think it was a lifestyle that was on trial more than any specific incident. I guess what it boiled down to is I told the audience that they were a bunch of fucking idiots to be members of an audience. You know, what were they doing there anyway? You know, and I think that the basic message was that, you know, realize that you're not really here to listen to a bunch of songs by some fairly good musicians, but you know, you're here for something else, and why not admit it, do something about it.
A lot of people have said something, Jim, about how the Doors have kind of declined. Is there any truth in your mind to that? Or if there is a truth to that, then is it related to a certain dissatisfaction with what was going on, or what?
I think the music has gotten progressively better, tighter and more professional, more interesting. I just think that people resent the fact that, 3 years ago there was if you remember, there was a great renaissance of spirit and emotion and revolutionary sentiment. And when things didn't change overnight, I think people resented the fact that we were just still around doing good music. A hero is someone who rebels or seems to rebel against the facts of existence and seems to conquer them. But obviously that can only work at moments. It can't be a lasting thing. But that's not saying that people shouldn't keep trying to rebel against the facts of existence. Who knows? Someday we might conquer death.
What do you think of yourself as a human being in relation to first yourself and then to other people?
I think of myself as an intelligent, sensitive human being with the soul of a clown, which always forces me to blow it.
If you had to do the whole thing over, where would you go and what would you do? I mean, would you become Jim Morrison of the Doors, or would you go into film, or would you do... I know that's a very idiotic question in a way, because we can never do it over again, but just out of curiosity, what would you do?
I'm not denying that I've had a good time these last 3 or 4 years and met a lot of interesting people and seen a lot of things in a short space of time that I probably wouldn't have run into in 20 years of living. So I can't say that I regret it. But if I had it to do over again, I think I would have gone more for the quiet, undemonstrative little artist plodding away in his own garden trip.
It's nice. What do you plan to do in the future, as far as the band goes and everything else?
Well, we have another album to do. We'll start cutting in a couple weeks, rehearsing and starting to do that album. And then, films have always fascinated me, and I guess I'll get into that as quickly as I can. And I have another book I want to write.
How is the book doing?
Oh, the one I published? I don't know. A book of poems usually doesn't really
Grows too much.
Yeah.
Poetry isn't your big selling market.
No, books of poetry usually don't reach a lot of people.
In regard to what is happening with the deaths of Al Wilson and Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, where do you feel music is going, and why are they burning themselves out like this?
Well, I guess that great creative burst of energy that happened 3 or 4 years ago was hard to sustain, and for sensitive people, I guess they might be dissatisfied with anything except, the heights, and when reality stops fulfilling their inner vision, I guess they get depressed. But that's not a that's not my theory on why people die.
What is your
they
theory?
All have sometimes could be an accident.
And?
Sometimes it could be suicide. Sometimes it could be murder. There are a lot of ways people die. I don't really know.
What a morbid question.
I hope at about age 120, with a sense of humor and a nice, comfortable bed with... No, I wouldn't want anybody around. I just want to quietly drift off.
Let's see your
But I'm which one? But I'm still holding out for...
yeah, about 100, about 90.
I think...
That's okay. You can put your hands down now.
I think science has a chance in our lifetime to conquer death. I think it's very possible. And
Well, if it did, what would happen to the spirit world?
well, they just have to fend for themselves. Leave us poor immortals alone.
What about the state of America? Where do you think that's going into the New York question?
I can't decide whether to try and be a citizen of the world or to identify with a particular country. But I guess you really have no choice. I think whatever happens, that America is the arena right now. It's the center of action, and it will take strong, fluid people to survive in a climate like ours. But I'm sure people will do it.